In the world of showbiz, love is often treated like a performance, dazzling at first, but fading once the cameras stop rolling. We've seen countless celebrity romances that made headlines one day, only to end in heartbreak the next. But against all odds, there are Filipino stars who proved everyone wrong. Their love stories didn't just survive fame, distance, and public scrutiny. They grew stronger because of it. So what makes their love last when so many others fail? Which celebrity couple secretly almost broke up after just 1 year of marriage? And who renewed their vows a decade after one of the grandest weddings in Philippine showbiz? Stay tuned, because their stories might just change the way you see forever. When we talk about lasting love in Philippine showbiz, Muhlach and Charlene Gonzales are always on the list. Aga was the ultimate matinee idol of the late 80s and 90s, admired by millions. Charlene, meanwhile, made her mark as Miss Philippines in the 1994 Miss Universe pageant. Both were icons in their own right. But when they married in 2001, fans were surprised and curious about how their love would unfold. What makes their story remarkable is the maturity they carried into marriage. Aga once admitted he needed to be sure his feelings for Charlene were real, that it was love, not just attraction. Having lived a life in the spotlight, he knew he had to commit with certainty. Charlene, steady and grounded, balanced Aga's larger-than-life persona, and together they built a life centered not just on fame, but on family. Now, more than 20 years later, their relationship continues to inspire. They're raising twins, Andres and Natasha, who are starting to pursue their own dreams as young adults. Instead of chasing constant publicity, Aga and Charlene shifted their focus to raising a family, showing that even in showbiz, a quiet and stable home life is possible.
And the rest is history. We're 17 years together.
17 years together, 2 wonderful kids.
What's most striking about them is how they've avoided unnecessary controversies. Their love doesn't rely on grand gestures or endless headlines. Instead, it thrives on consistency, respect, and a commitment to choose each other every single day. Their journey proves that sometimes the secret to forever isn't dramatic or flashy. It's about knowing what you want, protecting it, and never letting go. And while Aga and Charlene found their forever in maturity and balance, another couple's love story began in an even more unexpected way, with a teenage girl who once filled her bedroom walls with pictures of her future husband. If Aga and Charlene's story was built on maturity and balance, Richard Gomez and Lucy Torres proved that sometimes childhood dreams really can come true. Long before they ever met, Lucy was just a teenager in Ormoc, Leyte, with posters of Richard covering her bedroom walls. He was the country's ultimate leading man, and she was a fan who never imagined their paths would cross. But fate had other plans. In the mid-1990s, Richard was cast in a Lux shampoo commercial, and Lucy, then only in her early 20s, was chosen as his co-star. For Lucy, standing beside her longtime crush felt surreal. For Richard, it was the start of something unexpected. What began as a working relationship slowly grew into friendship, and eventually into love.
Who I can communicate with, is very understanding, very thoughtful, very loving to me.
In 1998, they married, and their wedding was nothing short of a national event. Over 25 years later, their bond remains as strong as ever. What's striking about their love story is how they built it not just around showbiz, but also around service and partnership. Richard entered politics, and Lucy later followed, becoming a respected congresswoman.
And thank you for all the clowns for always making me laugh. Thank you also to all the members of the Ormoc development team.
Through it all, they never stopped being each other's biggest supporter. Their relationship has also shown the importance of small, consistent gestures. Richard once shared how he picked wild sunflowers to cheer Lucy up after a fight, a simple act that reminded them both of the importance of thoughtfulness and love. For fans, Richard and Lucy's marriage is living proof that destiny can work in mysterious ways. A teenage crush turned into a lifetime partnership, built on trust, admiration, and shared purpose. And while their love began with posters on the wall, the next couple's story started in the real world, with two young stars whose friendship quietly blossomed into one of showbiz's most respected marriages. While Richard and Lucy's story felt like destiny was fulfilled, Judy and Santos and Ryan Agoncillo's journey shows the beauty of love that grows quietly, far away from the spotlight. Their first meeting wasn't in a glamorous setting or a big commercial. It was in a studio hallway in 2001. Ryan was just wrapping up a shoot when he spotted Judy Ann and gave her a simple wave. Neither of them thought much of it at the time, but that moment sparked a friendship that would slowly blossom into something much deeper.
Tapos sabi ko, sige na nga, namiss kita. Whoa.
Hey, it was sweeter than that.
Unlike most celebrity couples, Judy Ann and Ryan made the deliberate choice to keep their relationship private in the early years. They avoided flaunting their romance in front of cameras and instead focused on building a foundation away from public pressure. For years, fans speculated about their closeness, but the two kept their story to themselves until they were ready to share it. In 2009, they tied the knot in a simple yet elegant wedding, far from the spectacle of typical showbiz unions. Since then, they've raised 3 children together, creating a family life admired for its authenticity and stability. Judy Ann, one of the most celebrated actresses of her generation, often credits Ryan for grounding her, while Ryan has shared how Judy Ann's sincerity and humility made him certain she was the one.
I could see that she was interested in being a part of a partnership.
Their marriage isn't built on extravagant gestures, but on consistency, cooking meals together, spending quality time as parents, and supporting each other's personal growth. It's the little things, done with love, that keep them strong. In a world where many celebrity relationships are overexposed and short-lived, Judy Ann and Ryan's quiet strength feels refreshing. Their story proves that love doesn't need to be loud to last. It only needs to be true. And while their romance grew in silence, the next couple's love story unfolded in front of millions. Live on national television where fans watched every step of their journey. If Judy Ann and Ryan proved that love can grow quietly behind the scenes, Melai, Cantiveros, and Jason Francisco's story was the exact opposite. Their romance blossomed under the glaring spotlight of reality television, with millions of Filipinos watching every step. In 2009, both joined Pinoy Big Brother, Double Up, and their playful chemistry quickly turned them into fan favorites.
Thank you so much, Jason and Melai. Thank you so much.
Dubbed Mellison, they brought laughter and lightheartedness into the house, and viewers couldn't get enough of their quirky dynamic. But what started as on-screen fun became something real. After the cameras stopped rolling, Melai and Jason gave their relationship a chance outside the showbiz bubble. Their love, however, wasn't always smooth. They faced waves of rumors, criticisms, and even temporary breakups that made headlines. Many doubted whether their relationship could withstand the challenges of fame and personal differences. Yet against all odds, they chose each other again and again. In 2013, Melai and Jason married, proving their bond was more than just a fleeting showbiz fling. Today, they are proud parents, raising their daughters while continuing to build a stable home together. What makes their story inspiring is how they turn struggles into stepping stones.
Banding namin with the kids is, ang favorite nila talaga is magkilitian kami sa kama.
From dealing with public scrutiny to overcoming personal conflicts, Melai and Jason showed resilience and forgiveness. Their humor, which first drew people to them on reality TV, remains one of their strongest tools in keeping their marriage alive. Their journey is a reminder that love doesn't have to start perfectly to end up lasting. Sometimes it's the willingness to laugh through trials and forgive each other's flaws that creates unshakable bonds. And while Melai and Jason's story unfolded on national television, the next couple's love took root in the world of music, proving that harmony can exist both on stage and at home. If Melai and Jason's story was born in the chaos of reality TV, Jolina, Magdangal, and Escueta's love feels like a song that found the perfect harmony. Jolina was the ultimate pop icon of the 90s and early 2000s, the queen of Pinoy pop culture. Loved for her music, acting, and vibrant personality. Mark, meanwhile, was the drummer of Rivera, one of the most influential rock bands in the country. They came from different corners of the entertainment world, yet their paths eventually crossed, proving that opposites can indeed make the best partners.
Kami lang yun nandun. So, kaya ko siya niyaya doon sa park ng village namin.
Gabi na nun.
Oo, gabi
Sabi
na.
ko, ba't kaya ito nag-iaya sa park? Pero kasi ilang araw na.
Their relationship wasn't rushed or overexposed. In fact, when they decided to marry in 2011, it came as a pleasant surprise to fans who admired how they kept their romance grounded. They've since been blessed with 2 children, Pele and Vika, and their marriage has been a model of partnership, balancing music, family, and personal growth.
Sobrang dami, lalo na this past year.
What makes their love story stand out is the way they share responsibility and respect each other's individuality. Jolina has openly credited Mark for supporting her as a mother and helping her balance a busy career with family life. For Mark, being present as a hands-on father has been just as important as his music. Together, they've built a home where love and teamwork go hand in hand. Their story shows that forever isn't always about dramatic declarations or grand gestures. Sometimes it's about finding someone who complements your rhythm, who steadies you when life gets overwhelming, and who shares the load without being asked. From reality TV drama to musical harmony, these couples remind us that love can grow in the most unexpected places. But in the next story, we'll see how even music royalty had to face years of heartbreak before finally building their forever. If Jolina and Mark showed us how love can flow like music in perfect harmony, Regine Velasquez and Ogie Alcasid remind us that even the most powerful voices sometimes struggle to find the right note. Known as the Asia's songbird, Regine has been one of the most celebrated singers in the Philippines, while Ogie has built a legacy as a singer, songwriter, and comedian. On stage, they looked like a match made in heaven, but off stage, their love story had its share of rocky beginnings.
Before and then kalimutan yung mga ganun pare-pare kalimutan yung mga naaral ko na.
Before finally settling down, Regine and Ogie endured several breakups. Their relationship, especially in the early years, was filled with challenges that tested whether they were truly meant to be. Both had demanding careers, and with fame came endless speculation, scrutiny, and rumors. Many thought the relationship would fade like so many others in showbiz. But instead of giving up, they chose to work through their differences and grow together.
Bakit ka na dito? Kausapin mo yan. Kanina pa ako nandun, tas may
In 2010, the couple sealed their commitment with marriage, marking a fresh chapter that focused not just on their careers, but on their family. Today, more than a decade later, they remain one of the most respected power couples in Philippine entertainment, admired for their resilience and deep devotion. Regine often says the secret to their marriage is communication. Never taking each other for granted and always making the effort to reconnect no matter how busy life becomes. What makes their story inspiring is how they turned struggles into strength. Their marriage proves that lasting love isn't about avoiding problems, but about facing them honestly, over and over, until trust becomes unshakable. And while Regine and Ogie's love story is a testament to endurance through trials, our next couple's journey shows that marriage can also be full of joy, playfulness, and adventure, even while raising a bustling household. If Regine and Ogie showed us that love can survive storms, Villania and Arellano prove that marriage can also thrive in sunshine, filled with laughter, adventure, and teamwork. Known for their bright personalities and on-screen charm, Aya and Drew carried the same energy into their relationship, building a marriage admired for its balance of fun and family. Their love story began in the early 2000s when they first worked together as hosts on television.
You know,
Everybody in the cast.
Jessy Rivera, sila Denise Laurel, sila everyone.
Pero sinadya mo bang
What started as casual banter eventually grew into a deep connection, and in 2014, they sealed it with marriage. From the very beginning, fans noticed that their relationship was refreshingly playful. They didn't take themselves too seriously, and that joy became the core of their bond. Today, Iya and Drew are proud parents of 4 children. Far from letting the stress of raising a large family overwhelm them, they often share glimpses of their busy but happy household. Their openness has inspired fans, showing that parenting doesn't have to be stiff or overwhelming. It can be filled with love, laughter, and teamwork. What makes their story resonate is the way they complement each other. Drew's adventurous spirit matches perfectly with Iya's bubbly energy, creating a partnership where both give and take equally. Sometimes the secret is in making every day feel lighter and finding happiness in the chaos. And while Iya and Drew embody lighthearted love, the next couple shows that marriage can become even bigger.
We had nothing under our name, but it was let's struggle together.
Yeah, that's what we did. We struggled together. We helped each other.
Transforming not just 2 individuals, but an entire household into one of the most admired families in the country. If Iya and Drew's story highlights the joy of raising a big family with laughter, Doug Kramer and Chesca Garcia show what happens when that family itself becomes a household name. Known collectively as Team Kramer, this couple transformed their marriage and parenting journey into an inspiring example for millions of Filipinos. Doug, a professional basketball player, and Chesca, a television host and actress, tied the knot in 2008. From the beginning, their marriage was rooted in faith, discipline, and devotion. Values that became even stronger as they grew their family. With 3 children, Kendra, Scarlett, and Gavin, they began sharing snippets of their everyday lives on social media. What started as casual posts quickly blossomed into one of the most followed and admired family brands in the country. What makes Team Kramer unique is how they've stayed authentic despite fame. Their openness about parenting challenges, marital lessons, and even their faith resonated with many.
If you see na kinakalbo ako, may alopecia ako, may pinagdadaanan to.
Sa mga babae na nanonood ngayon, maghanap kayo ng asawa tulad niya.
Instead of presenting a picture-perfect image, Doug and Chesca showed the balance of fun and structure, laughter and discipline. Fans often point out how their love for each other radiates through the way they parent, united, consistent, and grounded. Over the years, Team Kramer became more than just a celebrity family. They turned into role models for modern Filipino households, proving that marriage and parenting can be both aspirational and real. And while Team Kramer embodied the power of family unity, the next couple's love story was all about grand gestures and fairy tale moments, culminating in what many call the royal wedding of Philippine showbiz. If Team Kramer showed how love can inspire families across the country, Marian, Rivera, and Dingdong Dantes reminded everyone that true romance still exists in the world of showbiz. Their love story is often described as a modern fairy tale, one that began with a love team on screen and blossomed into one of the grandest weddings the Philippines has ever seen. Marian and Dingdong, fondly called Dong Yan by their fans, first captured hearts when they starred together in the hit teleserye, Marimar. Their undeniable chemistry quickly turned into real-life affection, sparking rumors that eventually proved true. Dingdong's proposals to Marian became the stuff of legend, where millions of fans witnessed him pop the question. On December 30th, 2014, the couple tied the knot in a ceremony so extravagant it was dubbed the Royal Wedding of Philippine Showbiz. Held at Immaculate Conception Cathedral in Cubao, it was attended by the country's biggest stars and leaders, solidifying their status as one of the industry's most admired couples.
Sa tingin ko walang ibang pwedeng gumanap nun talaga kung hindi siya. At basta panoorin nyo na lang. Napakaganda ng mensahe ng pelikula.
But beyond the glamour, what makes Marian and Dingdong's love enduring is their commitment to keeping it real. They've built a family with 2 children, Zia and Sixto, and they've been open about how they sustain their relationship. Keeping promises simple, practicing mutual respect, and always making time for each other despite busy schedules. In 2024, they even renewed their vows in the very same church where they first said, "I do," proving that their fairy tale didn't end with the wedding. It only grew stronger.
Hindi natin pwedeng anin si mama mo.
So ano kami?
may ganun kami.
United front kami parati.
Pero kung halimaw ang tanong mo, ako yun.
And while Dongyan's story sparkles with romance and grandeur, our final couple shows that even after weddings and parenthood, challenges can still test a marriage and almost break it, before proving that resilience is the strongest foundation of all. If Marian and Dingdong's story was filled with fairy tale proposals and a royal wedding, Luis Manzano and Jessy Mendiola's love reminds us that even after the vows, real life can test a marriage in unexpected ways. Their journey proves that forever isn't always perfect, but it can be worth fighting for. Luis, the charismatic host and son of showbiz icons Edu Manzano and Vilma Santos.
Nagsisimula pa lang tayo. Gusto ko pong pasalamatan.
First crossed paths with actress Jessy Mendiola through mutual circles in the entertainment industry. Their chemistry grew quietly, away from heavy fanfare, until they decided to make their relationship public. In February 2021, the couple sealed their love with a civil wedding. By December 2022, they welcomed their daughter Isabella Rose, affectionately called Peanut. Parenthood added joy, but also brought new responsibilities, further testing their partnership. Jessy later revealed that in their first year of marriage, conflicts and outside pressures nearly pushed them to the brink of separation. Rumors and misunderstandings clouded their early days as husband and wife, making it seem like their marriage might end before it truly began. But instead of giving up, Luis and Jessy worked through their differences. They leaned on communication, patience, and a renewed commitment to put family first.
So there was one time na hawak-hawak ko si Peanut for the first time. Nahawak ko siya, tapos, like what I said, sleeping. So everything slowed down for a bit.
Their story proves that resilience is often the key ingredient missing from many relationships. And now, after looking at all these journeys, from fairy tale romances to battles fought in silence, what lessons can we take from these love stories that have stood the test of time? From Aga and Charlene's steady maturity, to Richard and Lucy's destiny-driven romance, from Judy Ann and Ryan's quiet strength, to Melai and Jason's resilience under the spotlight, these love stories remind us that forever in showbiz is possible. We saw Jolina and Mark's harmony, Regine and Ogie's endurance through trials, Aya and Drew's playful partnership, Team Kramer's inspiring family life, Marian and Dingdong's royal romance, and finally, Luis and Jessy's proof that even near breakups can turn into stronger bonds. Different beginnings, different challenges. So the question is, which of these love stories inspires you the most? Do you believe forever still exists in showbiz? Or is it just rare magic? Share your thoughts below. We'd love to hear them. And if you enjoyed this, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. Hit the notification bell so you'll always be updated with our future uploads.